I'm about to take you on a detailed tour of Norfolk, Virginia. In this video, we're going to talk about all the different areas of Norfolk, including key infrastructure places, major roads and highways, which ones to take, which ones to avoid, and all of the fantastic areas to live, eat, and play. During this tour, I'll be using my whiteboard over here, and then I'll also be using the computer to zoom in and get a better detailed view. So let's get started. So this is a map of Norfolk, Virginia. And as you can see, it's surrounded on three sides by water. Up to the north, you've got the Chesapeake Bay that kind of comes up and around like this. And then you've also got the Elizabeth River, which comes down around and to the south. You also have little estuaries, so if you want to live on the water or near the water, there's lots of places to do that. Now we're going to talk about some of the major roads here. You have Interstate 64, which comes down from Richmond through Williamsburg, Hampton and Newport News, and it goes through the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. And you can trace it down all the way around Norfolk until it goes down towards Chesapeake. That's the major interstate in the area. That actually loops back around over here in Portsmouth, Chesapeake area. And off of that, you've got a spur that comes off here and goes to the Naval Station Norfolk. You've also got Interstate 264, which comes from Virginia Beach through Norfolk and then over to Portsmouth, Virginia. And then right here, you've also got a spur called 464 that goes down toward Chesapeake and toward Suffolk. You have Hampton Boulevard, which comes from the Naval Station and goes all the way down through Norfolk towards Ghent. And you also have Granby Street, which runs from Norfolk up through the center line up to Interstate 64, 564 interchange. You have Virginia Beach Boulevard that starts at Norfolk and runs all the way to Virginia Beach. You have Tidewater Drive that runs this way. Little Creek Boulevard goes over here to the Little Creek base. It also comes all the way over here back to Hampton Boulevard. So those are your major thoroughfares through the neighborhoods. You can see you can pretty much get anywhere from anywhere taking any of these paths. In downtown Norfolk, you also have Brambleton that runs this way, and then that goes through the Midtown Tunnel here. Then you've got the downtown tunnel here that goes to Portsmouth a little bit further down this way. You also have the Norfolk Jordan Bridge that runs across to Portsmouth as well. All three of those are toll roads. So if you live in Norfolk or you live in Portsmouth and you have to go the other way, you're going to be paying a toll unless you go the long way, which is Interstate 64. As you can see, the boundary here between Norfolk and Virginia Beach. And then Norfolk actually dips down into Chesapeake a little bit. And this area is called South Norfolk, right there. So those are the major thoroughfares to get you through Norfolk, Virginia. Now that we've covered all of that, let's talk about some of the major areas in Norfolk, Virginia. First things first, you've got Naval Station Norfolk. Naval Station Norfolk takes up quite a large area. So if you're in the Navy and you're stationed on a ship or a submarine, you're going to be stationed at Naval Station Norfolk unless you're in the shipyard. Right around the Naval Station, you have some areas here that have housing and shopping. You also have the Norfolk International Terminal. This is where all the shipping comes in for deliveries. And there's a train route. There's a train route that runs from Norfolk International Terminal over toward Granby Street and continues on. Next up, we have Ocean View. So this area here can all be considered Ocean View. You've got different segments of it. You've got East Beach. You've got Ocean View proper. So you've got, East Ocean View, West Ocean View. And then you also have Willoughby Spit there. So if you want waterfront, beachfront type properties, this is the place to be. A little bit south of Norfolk, you've got all of this area here that has waterfront property as well. All the way around basically the Elizabeth River little branch here. This area here is called Larchmont Edgewater. I actually lived there for about 5 years. It's a great place to live, eclectic little community. You have Old Dominion University here around Lambert's Point. You've got the coal yard there. You have Ghent, West Ghent. This is where Eastern Virginia Medical School is. You got downtown Norfolk there. There's some more waterfront living here on Lake Whitehurst, right around the airport. That's Norfolk International Airport. You got the Norfolk Botanical Garden sitting right there. Military Highway runs up from Chesapeake through that way. Along Military Highway, you have several nice areas. You've got Lake Taylor there, and some more waterfront property down here. You got Norfolk State University, another college in the area. The Virginia Zoo. We have several golf courses and other things as well. Colonial Heights up here has some older houses, a lot of Cape Cods. Norview's another area where you've got older Cape Cods. So there's definitely a lot of places to live in Norfolk and a lot of infrastructure surrounding you. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper on the map on the computer. All right, so here we are on the computer map. So as we're going through, like I said, you've got Naval Station Norfolk sitting right here. As you zoom in here, you can see we have Navy Exchange, a commissary. You've got some restaurants, a package store. This is Admiral Taussig Boulevard. So this is just outside the gate, which is actually unique because a lot of times commissary and exchangers are actually inside the gate. So basically the gates run, or the fence runs along Admiral Taussig Boulevard, and Hampton Boulevard's here. You've got a gate there, you've got a gate there, you've got a gate here. And then this whole area here is infrastructure for the base itself. And you see the base has quite a few things as well. It's got some gyms, and there's actually some restaurants on base as well. You can see Wendy's there. And then here's where all the piers are. So the carriers tend to hang out up here on the northern end, and then the submarines are down here on the southern end, and you've got the small boys in between. And then as you leave the base, so you come down here, you've got some infrastructure here as well. Food line, you've got shopping, meals, gas, and then you've got, this is base housing here. You also have got the Joint Forces Staff College and Naval Support Activity Hampton Roads. And as you come down here, Hampton Boulevard and Terminal Boulevards cross right here, but it also crosses with the train from the Norfolk International Terminals. And there's actually a text line you can text, and they will give you a 20-minute heads up anytime a train is going to be crossing these two boulevards so that you can avoid that. And then as you go a little bit further south, you've got some waterfront neighborhoods here. You got Lock Haven, North Meadowbrook, Riverfront. And as you keep coming around, so this is Terminal Boulevard, and this is actually Little Creek Boulevard. And that heads towards Ward's Corner, which is another great area for shopping and entertainment. Lots of good restaurants and, Harris Teeter and some other things. As you go down Granby here, you've got some more nice waterfront residential places here like Talbot Park and Boiling Brook and River Point and East Belvedere, Cromwell Farm. So all of these areas here have some waterfront properties as well as some close to the water type properties. And then just south of the naval base on Hampton Boulevard, as soon as you cross this little leg of the Elizabeth River, you've got Larchmont Edgewater, which is a great little neighborhood. I actually lived there for 5 years myself. We lived over here, and this was a townhome community built in 2006. But this neighborhood has houses that are 100 plus years old, and it also has new construction type houses. Just kind of a mismatch of all kinds of different things. Prices in this neighborhood range anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 to $1 to $2 million, depending on where you want to live. As you get closer to the water here, these waterfront properties are obviously going to be a little bit more expensive, a lot more expensive. But then you've got some more inland properties. One thing to note about Larchmont Edgewater, it is a low-lying area, so you do have some areas, particularly like here, where flooding can be a concern. Most properties in this neighborhood will have some sort of flood insurance. Notice that some of the houses on the street here have actually been elevated to reduce that risk. But then once you get a little bit further south, the flooding risk becomes less because the elevation goes up a little bit. But nice, beautiful turn of the century type houses, old style houses, anything from Cape Cods to grand mansion type houses, just all kinds of stuff to do here as well. And then once you get a little bit south of Larchmont Edgewater, you start getting into, you've got restaurants and breweries, and then down Hampton Boulevard, you've got Old Dominion University, and inside here, you've also got some nice restaurants as well. Most of this area here is student housing and duplex, triplex, quadplex type houses. Colonial Place is an older neighborhood. A lot of the houses here are late 1800s, early 1900s. A lot of beautiful houses, some of them on the water. Some of these houses are absolutely gorgeous on the water. So it was kind of one of the first master plan communities in the area, and it turned out pretty great. And then over here to the right, you've got the Virginia Zoo and some more housing type areas here. And as you go a little bit further south, you've got Park Place here. So this area here is very old as well. Some of the houses here are early 1900s, late 1800s as well. But there is a lot of new construction going on, and specifically on 27th and 26th Streets. And then once you get south of the railroad track, you're in what they call Ghent. So the railroad track actually feeds the Norfolk Southern docks and the Norfolk Southern Lambert's Point yard. This is a coal yard where they transport coal from the ships inland or from inland out to the ships. So, like I said, once you're south of the railroad tracks, you've got Ghent. This area is fantastic for if you want to live somewhere and walk just about anywhere you want to go. A lot of houses here are old as well, so early 1900s, late 1800s. Does have quite a bit of restaurants and bars and breweries, and all along 21st Street here is basically the commercial corridor. Lots of restaurants and places to shop, little boutique type shops. So the heart of Ghent is right here, but then you've also got 21st Street as kind of the commercial corridor. Once you go west of Hampton Boulevard, this is what we call West Ghent, and this area here is primarily residential. A lot of the houses here are older turn of the century type houses as well. There's some newer construction in here, but most of them are older. The great thing about this neighborhood is it is very residential, so most people don't go in here unless they live here, partly because it's hard to get out sometimes, especially when traffic is busy on Hampton Boulevard. And then when you go just south of Redgate Avenue, this area here is still West Ghent, but that's specifically called Chelsea. And this area is where you get your breweries. You've got Smartmouth, you've got Benchtop, you've got a lot of restaurants. Torch Bistro, Bakehouse at Chelsea. Lots of great places to eat and visit. You've also got the little theater of Norfolk right here. It's a great little local theater. If you like Greek food, you've got Orpak's Restaurant. So a great little area to live and be. And then just south of that area here, you've got Norfolk General Hospital. This is also part of the Eastern Virginia Medical School. So you've got Centara, Norfolk General Hospital. You have the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters. You have Eastern Virginia Medical Center. This whole area, if you need medical care, is a great place to be. Southern tip of Ghent right here, you've got the area called The Hague. That's actually designed and built by a Dutch person back in the 1800s. So some of the houses here are as old as, early, mid to late 1800s, most of them. Some of them early 1900s. There's a handful of newer, houses beyond that. This area here, Botort Gardens, is a little bit newer development. 70s, 80s, 90s, vast array of different housing styles here, but altogether a great place to live as well. All right. So now we're getting close to downtown Norfolk. This area here is called the Neon District. This is actually where our art district is. In this area, you've got lots of arty things. You've got the Norfolk Scope Arena down here. You've also got the Chrysler Hall. This is where they do concerts, and Norfolk Scope Arena, if you like sports, the Norfolk Admirals play here. And then over here, you've got the Chrysler Museum of Art, and you've also got the Harrison Opera House. So those four things kind of bound in the Neon District. But one of the great things about the Neon District is as you go down the street, you'll notice there's a lot of murals on the walls. So the whole area is very arty. You've got murals on walls. You've got painted facades of buildings. You've got really great little restaurants. More murals. You even have park benches that are painted. They have painting on the sidewalks. Got a little art park there. Another mural. Goes the whole wall there. You got this building here. Glassfield Studio, nice arty place. Murals there. Right over here, down the road, you've got, it's called the Art Center. Cafe Milo is really great. Chrysler Museum of Art and the Chrysler Museum Glass Blowing Studio. There's the glass studio there. There's some new construction going on as well. And the Chrysler Museum of Art. This is a great little street too. You've got some really old row houses here. Almost bought one of these one time. Wound up getting outbid. And like I was saying, The Hague is a really great place because you've got this nice waterfront area here. You can actually, if you drop into this area right there, you can see all these nice old cool houses. Some of them are really spectacular, like this one here. And they all have this nice view of the water. And as you get into downtown Norfolk, you pass the Scope Arena there. This whole area here that's kind of yellow colored, this is commercial district. So So you've got a lot of really great restaurants. Real Cheese Bistro is fantastic. It was actually on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. 456 Fish is really good. Leon's Italian. If you like crepes, you got Lamia's Crepes there. Gershwin's, nice little bar. Bonchon, Norfolk, really great little place. You got pubs and bars. And then you also have, so if you like burgers, Jack Brown's Beer and Burger Joint's really great. Stockpot, Norfolk. Granby Waffle Shop is fantastic. They make waffles and then add all kinds of ingredients to it. You can have eggs and bacon and sausage added to your waffle. It's pretty awesome. And then you've also got, if you're a reader, you've got Slover Library here. This is one of the main libraries in Norfolk. Norfolk actually has quite a few libraries in the area. And then right down the road from that, you've got the Waterside Marriott and the Waterside District. So the Waterside District here is pretty awesome. Lots of restaurants and things to do. Town Point Park is really great also, especially during Norfolk's Harbor Fest. And you've also got it's called the Nauticus Museum and the Battleship Wisconsin here. And this is also a cruise terminal, so if you want to go on a cruise, they have that option as well. MacArthur Center here is a mall with lots of downtown. If you like downtown lifestyle, this is the place to be. As far as living here, you can live downtown in condos or apartments. You can also live in this area here called Freemason, which is really great. A lot of old style type houses. Beautiful streets, a lot of cobblestone type streets. I don't know why that's shaded. Beautiful old houses, cobblestone streets, definitely the place to be. You also have some really great places here as well. You got the Cure Coffee House, great coffee, great breakfast stuff too. Omar's Carriage House right here. Fantastic little place to eat. You even have a YMCA, Freemason Green. This little pagoda and garden area here is awesome. I don't know how I dropped into an elevator. Drop into that there. Let's see what that does. Fountains, and you've got the pagoda itself. So let's try that spot. There we go. Nice shot of the pagoda. Nice little garden area inside the city. This is another great place to live if you like condo living. Water views here are amazing. And then as you go from downtown Norfolk, you get more into the blue collar areas. So the western edge of the downtown area is more working class, blue collar. And then you've got Norfolk State University is another college in the area. Got some really nice waterfront properties here in the Lafayette, Winona area and Lakewood. And that brings you up Tidewater. It's one of the main thoroughfares through here. For those of you who are in the Navy, if you live south of Naval Station Norfolk, and you're coming, say, up this way, you're probably going to want to take Tidewater because all of the other roads are going to be terribly busy. Tidewater is also going to be busy, but all of the other roads are going to be terribly busy. All right. So now you get into eastern Norfolk. So a lot of more suburban style neighborhoods here. You do have some areas that are great for shopping. You got Most of them are around the major thoroughfares, and then you've got other neighborhoods. I also lived in this neighborhood, Water's Edge, Meadowbrook. It's actually a little section of it called Hunt Club Point. A lot of really great waterfront houses here. And all of these areas around Lake Whitehurst are really fantastic. And then you've got Norfolk Botanical Garden, which is fantastic. It's got 60 different gardens that you can go visit. They have walking paths all around. They do bicycling during parts of the year. They have a light festival where you can actually drive through the light festival, and there's a certain period of time when you can walk through the light festival as well. And that's it's nestled right up against the Norfolk International Airport. So on the beachfront side, if you like beachfront living, you've got East Beach here, which is a lot of newer construction, a lot of up and coming type places. East Ocean View is really great. A lot of really great restaurants here as well. Carla's Beach House is one of my favorite. If you like a good barber, or if you need a shave or a beard trim, Lion's Head Barbershop is the place to go. Yeah, but as you can see, you go through Ocean View, and it's just a lot of pretty nice places to live right close to the beach. Most of these areas have public access. So all these little ones that pop out like that is public access to the beach. You can also live on the Little Creek side as well. There's a lot of new construction stuff going on here around 13th, 14th Bay. Um, and as you go a little bit further west on Ocean View, you get into what's called Willoughby Spit. So basically, as soon as it separates from the main body of the land here, this is called Willoughby Spit. So this is a nice area if you like the living on the beach kind of Cape style. All right. And as you go down, so this is Military Highway here. This takes you down toward some more shopping areas. You've got Military Circle Mall here that used to be a mall. It's not so much anymore. You've got Costco. You've got BJ's. This shopping center here is called JANAF. It was formed by military personnel. And it still has a lot of great stuff in it today. Some restaurants down here. Got some more residential areas off of Military Highway. And then as you cross over the 264 interstate, there's even some more waterfront type properties down here. And then once you go across this bridge, you're down into Chesapeake now. So, like I was saying earlier, part of Norfolk actually dips down into Chesapeake right here, and this is actually called South Norfolk. In fact, this whole area is called South Norfolk, even the Chesapeake part of it. But this area here is definitely, it used to be kind of the center of everything back in the 1900s. So you definitely have a lot of old historic homes down here. And then in order to get to Portsmouth, you've got the downtown tunnel here. This is a toll road to get to Portsmouth. Just across the water, you've got Naval Medical Center, Portsmouth. And then up on this side, you've got the Midtown Tunnel. This is also a toll road, both of them going to Portsmouth. And a little bit further down here, I know you're in Chesapeake now, but once you get down here, you've got what's called the South Norfolk Jordan Bridge. This is also a toll road now. So if you like the zoo, you've got the Virginia Zoo right here. A really great place to go with your kids and your family. Lots of animals. They've got a pet yard, not where they have pets. They have a petting zoo area. They have uh, various different areas: Asia, Africa. So basically, any area where you think of wild animals, they have areas like that. We have lots of green spaces as well, lots of parks and recreation. You see anywhere you see green, it's green space. Different parks, some golf courses. Sometimes there's cemeteries, but there's definitely a lot of green space, a lot of parks, a lot of places to go to get out into nature. There's also it's called the Elizabeth River Trail, and it actually runs all the way from here, runs down Hampton Boulevard. It actually comes into Larchmont quite a ways, and it eventually works its way over here, and then it actually comes back out to Hampton Boulevard in order to get under the train track here. This is actually a train underpass, so you don't have to worry about the train stopping your traffic. And then you get back in here to Jeff Roberson Park, and you're back on the Elizabeth River Trail. You can actually see that green trail there, and then it comes down through Chelsea, through West Ghent, through Chelsea, comes under the, it actually goes over the road to the Midtown Tunnel. You've got a little park here, and it keeps going around. It basically circles Norfolk all the way from near the naval base all the way down to downtown. We have local theaters. You got the Norva here in downtown Norfolk. Up here in Ghent, we actually have the Narrow Theater. You've got the Little Theater of Norfolk in Chelsea, right there. So lots of things to do. These blue flags here, the city of Norfolk teamed up with an artist, and they created and painted these mermaids, and they placed them all around the city. And they're actually not just in the city center; they're also around various different areas. I don't have them all pinned, but I have quite a few of them pinned. Most of the ones that I've taken pictures with my son with, and it's kind of a neat thing. You can go around the whole city and find mermaids, take pictures with them. It's kind of a cool thing to have in your photo album. Just to give you an idea of what one looks like. So this one is actually by the Nauticus Museum and the cruise terminal. Most of them are this basic shape. Some of them, this one's a little bit more blocky style than most of them, but they're painted various different ways. So it's a very distinct little art feature in the city of Norfolk. Actually, one right here by Harris Teeter as well. See, that one's painted like Starbucks because there's a Starbucks over here. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Norfolk, Virginia. If you find yourself moving to or from Norfolk, Virginia, or anywhere in Hampton Roads, give me a call, text, or email, and I'll help you reach your real estate goals. Don't forget to check out my educational videos about real estate, and also click the like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get notification anytime a new video comes out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.